What's up, guys? Classy Metal here. It is Good Friday, and for us here on this channel, it is another Four-saken Friday. I've got four releases that I'm going to highlight for you guys today that are all released under the Morgue Rot Records banner. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Morgue Rot magazine. Everything pretty much that John's doing over there under the Morgue Rot banner, I have been a fan of. Unless you've been living under a rock somewhere, you guys know that he's the one that designed the logo for this channel. I always have his stuff linked up down in the description. I have his artwork in my CD room. I have some of his artworks kind of posted up. Fairly recently, he has branched out into Morgue Rot Records, doing a label under the Morgue Rot banner. I have four releases that I'm going to show you guys today. I'm going to link up the Morgue Rot Records and the Morgue Rot socials in the description. That way, if you see something and you want to pick it up on a physical format, you can reach out to see if it's still available and get your own copy. With it being Bandcamp Friday, I am also going to link up all of the bands that I show, all of the releases in the description under their Bandcamps. That way, if you want to reach out and purchase a digital copy or support these bands in that manner, that will be at your disposal as well. I've been pretty excited to see what John's putting out over under the Morgue Rot Records label. He has he's putting together like a show, like a meeting show of a lot of the bands that he's worked with and everything in Memphis later on in the year. I'm excited to be a part of that and go and take that in and watch that. So something to look forward to. Of the four releases that I'm going to show you guys today, it's under my understanding that two of these are kind of one-off releases as far as the bands being released through Morgue Rot Records, and then a couple of them, the bands seem to have more releases that should be coming out in the future that I'm excited at hearing as well. I really enjoyed all four of the releases that I'm going to show. Just going to jump right into it. I don't have a ton of time today, but I've been wanting to highlight these for quite some time, and I figured with it being Good Friday and a Bandcamp Friday, this would be the perfect time, as there were four releases for me to show you guys. Gonna quit rambling and jump in. Well, actually, I'm going to take a swig and then I'm going to quit rambling and jump in. The first release that I'm going to show you guys is I guess, a brutal death grind. They definitely kind of delve into gore grind territory as well. This is a band out of Ontario, Canada. This is Rectal Slug with their 2022 demo, just entitled Demo. This is 3 tracks and it clocks in just under 10 minutes. Pretty phenomenal stuff. It has like the sound clips going. It reminds me, if you guys are fans of Mortician, I mean, that's kind of a cliche kind of name just to throw out there, just especially when you have this kind of brutal style death grind going. But there are like some similarities. There are with Mortician kind of being like uh, ground bearers in this particular genre. There's going to be some influence going on. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that Rectal Slug is straight up Mortician worship. If you want that, go check out Massacred. Go check out something else. It's not just down tuned Mortician worship. There's some originality going on this. I really do enjoy this. It will snap your neck clean off, especially when the grindy parts, like the grind chorus parts, kick in and they kind of slow it down a little bit. But I do enjoy this. I'm looking forward to hearing more out of Rectal Slug. It does just what a demo is supposed to do. It intrigued me, it caught my attention, has me kind of thirsting for more, and I'm definitely excited to hear more for Rectal Slug. It's just brutal, nasty stuff. If you haven't heard this one and you're into death grind, you're definitely doing yourself a disservice by not checking it out. Definitely go get your hands on this one if it's still available. I know like the digitals and stuff are still up, but if he still has copies of this available on a physical format, you're definitely going to want to get your hands on that. Next up, we have another kind of one-off release, as far as I'm understanding. This is some kind of blackened, I guess I would call this blackened death metal. Leans heavy into the blackened realms. This is a band called Gorlock, And this is I believe this album was originally released on digital in 2012. So I'm assuming this is probably either a re-recording or at least just a reissue on a physical format. This one is entitled The Slaughter of Muscle." This was the second full length from Gorlock. I believe there's four full lengths total in the band's discography so far. This is very, I guess I would call this like oppressive, almost sulfuric sounding black and death metal. And almost, especially with like the raspy, almost demonic sounding vocals coming out of this, it sounds at times like the vocals are trying to just escape the pits of hell. Well, without being able to describe it any better than that. That's the best way that I know how to describe it. The production mix is very low. The vocals are kind of high in the mix, and it sometimes that can be a detriment to an album. But for me personally, on this album, it with the aesthetic that is going on throughout this, it works kind of flawlessly. I just get that feeling that it's just shrieks and cries trying to escape this eternal torment that they're just stuck in. It works great with the album. It clocks in at just under 50 minutes, a little bit long runtime. You would think something like that may overstay its welcome, especially with the that kind of oppressive sound that's coming from this. But I find myself just kind of submerged in this. It's one of those that I can put on. You can go to a dark place really quick if you let it, but for me it just it definitely hit that mood that I was searching for, and definitely it's a bit of a shame that it's a one-off release because I would like to get some more kind of physical material from Gorlock, but I did enjoy this quite immensely. Next up, we're gonna go back to some more Death Grind. This is another demo, uh, Death Grind demo that's 3 tracks, clocks in at about 10 minutes, just like the first. This is a band out of Indonesia. This is Forgiveness Before Death with their 2022 demo. I believe it's just entitled Demo 2022. This is very riff heavy, face melting death grind. It will melt your face off. It's The tempo changes on this are done pretty flawlessly. I was pretty impressed with the way that they're able to do those kind of fast pace and then like breakdown transitions. That's something that they're pretty they craft that pretty expertly into their sound. Another thing that I found impressive in this, especially in the very first track entitled Anonymous, they have these kind of this voiceover kind of sound clip that is talking, but it works. They're able to like morph it into the music to the point where it just works absolutely perfectly. They have the regular vocals like the growls and stuff going, but there's this sound clip that's playing in the background of like a speech going, and it just works. I don't know any other way to put it other than it just works, and the way that they're able to um, kind of construct that song around that sound clip is just it's brilliant. And as far as the album goes, I dig it. This is one of those that it look. I believe there are future releases from Forgiveness Before Death coming out through the Morgue Rot Records label. If that is the case, I'm definitely excited to hear about that because I dug this one quite a bit. Maybe one of my favorite releases out of this entire stack. I've given this way more playtime than I expected to. Um, when you hear when you hear something is death metal out of Indonesia, your mind just strictly goes to that kind of brutal. Maybe that's just ignorance on my part. Maybe that's just me stereotyping the sounds. But I just think of like brutal death metal, brutal death grind, and this has an identity that's all its own. And I definitely dug this. I'm looking forward, and I'm ecstatic that there's going to be more Forgiveness Before Death coming out through the Morgue Rot Records label. So. And then the last one that I'm going to show you guys today is a band that I featured on this channel before. The release Under a Pale Moon I really did enjoy. This is kind of depressive black metal from Screams of Desolation, one-person project. This one is entitled Death Embrace Me. I actually purchased this one directly from Screams of Desolation on their Bandcamp page. Uh, Killer stuff. You guys know I'm a fan of this project. You've known that all along. depressive black metal. It kind of at times lends a sound similar to the band Nun. I am a huge fan of Nun, and that's a huge compliment. I'm not saying that they're striking out trying to sound just like Nun, but that's a huge compliment. I love that style of depressive black metal. On this one, they change it up at times a little bit, though. It kind of goes into like this uh, doomy passages at times, and it even almost sounds like a black and roll to me at times as well. But I really dug it, and I enjoy everything that this project has done. I love what he's doing over there. Uh, Always churning out new music. If you're not following the Screams of Desolation Bandcamp, that you're definitely doing yourself a disservice because there's always singles and new music coming out. And I do enjoy all the stuff that's over there. I don't know if there's still copies of these on the Bandcamp, but I will link that up. If nothing else, I'll reach out to John over at Morgue Rot Records and see which of these physical copies that they still have available through Morgue Rot. I dig it. Definitely, you're going to want to keep up with those socials so you don't miss out on um, new Morgue Rot releases coming out in the future as well. He sent me a list of other bands that have releases coming out in the near future as well. There's one called Nephilim that I'm very excited to hear and looking to pick up that on a physical format as well. The best thing I know to tell you is the information is linked up down there. You're going to want to follow. You're going to get it. Also, I recently got this Morgue Rot magazine T-shirt in, and I will link that up in the description in case you want to go pick up one of those shirts as well. That's all I've got for today. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday weekend and all that good stuff. I will be back. If nothing else, I will be back Sunday, and we will continue on with the CD collection that way. I have a ton of stuff that I still want to show you guys. The support for the channel has been out the roof within the past week or so. I don't know who shared my stuff around, but I gained a ton of subscribers this week. Thank you guys for following. Welcome to the channel, and I hope you guys stick around and enjoy everything you see. That's all I've got. Stay classy, stay metal, support Morgue Rot, and I will see you guys very soon. I promise.